Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 3 of our 21-day meditation course. Thank you so much for coming, and it is really amazing to have you, that you're putting in the effort to come and meditate with us. My name is Sopan, and I have been meditating since I was a child. My parents actually also meditate, and they really wanted to make sure that I learned how to meditate because there's just so many incredible benefits that help you with so many day-to-day things, both small and big. So for the first 2 days that we did on this course, we did an introduction to Sahaja Yoga, and we also went over the self-realization steps. And we also figured out and learned how to deepen the silence within ourselves. And so today we'll be focusing on the inner peace. We want to grow that peace within us, and we're going to learn how to balance our subtle systems. The program is going to be about an hour. We'll have a guided meditation in the beginning, followed by a video of Shri Mataji, who is our founder, followed by live music, and then one more meditation. And if you're new tonight, and if you would like a review of what we covered in the first 2 days, We have recordings on our website, and we'll show you how to find those later. Or at the end of today's program, we have something new called a breakout room session. And you can send a message in the Zoom to breakout room help. And a Sahaja Yoga teacher will provide an introduction on the first two days that we did on Sahaja Yoga. And they can answer any questions one-on-one. And all the recordings, I mean, all the meditations and sessions we do on Zoom are going to be recorded for later, and will be on our website. And after the program finishes today, you're welcome to stay for the Q&A session that we're going to have after. I find it very helpful listening to other people's curiosities or their experiences that they have in meditation. As much as meditation is growing with us, between us and our spirit, it actually also feels like a collective event, a collective happening, and we actually end up growing together. So it's highly suggest that you stay for that. I also want to mention that Sahaja Yoga is always free. Anywhere in the world, if you look up Sahaja Yoga, you'll find classes for free, and the knowledge is accessible everywhere. This is something that Shri Mataji, the founder of Sahaja Yoga, really wanted for us humans, for humanity. So I would like to introduce our presenters and our musician, if they could be brought up. Thank you. Let's start with Aakash. Can you please tell us about yourself?
Hi everyone, welcome to the program. My name is Aakash. I live in Oakland, California, and I'm really excited to be here today with you all to meditate and enjoy our pure spirit.
Thank you, Aakash. Julia, can you tell us about yourself, please?
Hi everyone, I'm Julia. I'm coming to you from Seattle. Similar to Akash, I am really looking forward to tonight's meditation. It's been a really busy day with lots of errands, and just really, really happy to be here.
Thank you, Julia. Our musician Shaktidhar, he's from India, and just going to do a short introduction. He was really fascinated by the Bansuri in his early childhood, and he started his initial training under Pandit K.S. Naik for 8 years, who laid a very strong foundation of the basics of music and other techniques. And after that, he learned from Pandit Rajendra Prasanna for 9 years, and he still continues to learn from him today. And Shaktidhar has performed at many prestigious concerts in India and all around the world. And he's also a Bansuri teacher for many of us in the US and also all over the world. So, welcome. Thank you for coming. Can you tell us a little
Thank
bit
you.
about what you're playing?
So I'll be playing a morning raga, which is basically very devotional and very calming. So I thought that that will be a very good help for the meditation what we'll be doing.
Thank you. I'll hand it over to Akash now, who will present the first meditation.
Thank you. Hello again, everyone. It's again so nice to be here, and I'm so excited to be meditating with you all. A little bit about myself, who you're meditating with today. So, a little bit of background. Not going to go into a lot of details, but for sure, happy to answer more questions later. So, my professionally, I work in cybersecurity, and it's constant. Like throughout the day, it's constant context switching. One at a moment you are planning, and all of a sudden you're thinking about the things that happened in the past. You're thinking about the future. That's where meditation has helped me so much. Like professionally, it has helped me get up to a point where I stay calm. I do not panic. It helps me have right thoughts in my head, as well as it helps me making sure that I make the right decision and I do not rush into stuff. And not only professionally, but also personally, it has helped me tremendously in my family life, in my personal well-being and interactions. So a little bit about what our body is made up of, right? So our body is made up of three. energy channels. The right channel, which represents actions, the activities, the plannings that you do throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your month, every day. And the left channel, which is more about your thoughts, the past, the activities that you've done in the past that you keep thinking about. Where we want to be is the center. What we want to do is be in the center. That's where clarity is. That's where enjoyment is. That's where you really enjoy doing every activities that you have in your basket at the moment. So with that in mind, let's meditate and try to bring our attention to our center channel. Let us all close our eyes. Keep both of palm on the ground if you're sitting on the ground, or if you're in the chair, let them hang. It's perfectly fine. Let us feel all the thoughts that we have in our mind, the lethargy, the overactivity, whatever our body is carrying, let us feel it flow through our palms into the Mother Earth. Let us take a few deep breaths. Let us feel the thoughts disappear. In preparation for the meditation, let us raise our Kundalini and put ourselves in Bandhan. If you're joining us today, feel free to open your eyes and follow my steps, the way I'm raising my Kundalini. Tie a knot at the top. We do it thrice. This is symbolic to you wanting your energy to be where it's supposed to be, your attention being at the top. Now let us put ourselves in a bandha. We do it 7 times. We make an arch, spreading the energy that we just raised around us, creating a sphere of pure energy or healing energy. Let us bring both our hands on our lap. And try to feel the energy within you rise through your spine, all the way to the crown chakra, Sahasrara. To symbolically help raise our attention, what you can do is take your right hand, bring it close to your Muladhara chakra, first center, and we slowly raise our energy through the center to our Sahasrara, and then raise it upwards. As you move your hand, keep your attention to the center of your palm. Do it thrice. And when you're done, you can bring your hands back to your lap. We're going to focus on not having any thoughts come into our mind. Let us watch our thoughts. Pay some attention to it and then say, let it go, not this thought. Let us put our right hand on our forehead. You can bend it a little to the forward. Let it rest in your palm. And we say to ourselves, don't need to say it aloud, we just say to ourselves, not this thought. Let us bring our right hand to our heart. And let's say to ourselves, with pure love, I care for myself. I'm happy with what I am. And I am the pure spirit. Let us bring our hand back on our lap. Let's try to maintain our focus on the Sahasrara at the top of our head. If you're getting any thoughts, purposefully say, not this thought. The aim today is to be silent, thoughtless, and in the present. Let us enjoy everyone's presence, the collective love of this whole universe on our Sahasrara. To help our attention, let us again raise, take our right hand and raise our energy thrice. And at the end, after the third, we will massage our Sahasrara. Slowly raising our attention. feeling the energy raise. Just now, put our right hand, our palm, on the top of our head to, and gently apply some pressure and rotate your scalp 12 times clockwise. Let us bring our hand back and maintain silence and have our attention where our palm was. Maintain our meditative state for a couple of minutes. Again, if you have thoughts coming into your mind, say not this thought. The aim is to be thoughtless in the present. While we maintain this meditative state and a thoughtless mind, we will listen to Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, our founder's talk.
You have to know that truth is what it is. We cannot conceptualize it with our human awareness. We cannot order it. We cannot manipulate it. We cannot organize it. It is what it is, has been and will be. And what is the truth? Truth is that we are surrounded, or we are penetrated, or we are nourished, looked after and loved by a very subtle energy, which is the energy of divine love. The second truth is that we are not this body, this mind, these conditionings, this ego, but we are the spirit. You don't have to accept what I'm saying blindly, because blind faith leads to fanaticism. But as scientists, you must keep your mind open and see for yourself what I am saying. If it is so, honestly, you must accept it. We know so much through science about our civilization, our advancement. This is the advancement of a tree which has grown outside very much. But if we do not know our roots, we will be destroyed. So it is important to know about our roots. And this is what it is that I would say are our roots. As you can see, there are 7 centers within us. And these subtle centers are placed in the spinal cord and in the brain. These cater to our physical, mental, emotional and spiritual needs. On the physical side, they manifest the energy for the use of our plexuses, which look after our physical problems. That is on the right side. The energy which is supplied by this yellow line, a subtle channel, we call it as the Pingala Nadi. This supplies energy for our physical and mental actions. So this is the power of action within us, which also caters to the right sympathetic nervous system. The another channel you see on the left hand side is the channel by which we desire, put our energy to our desire. So this is the power of desire and looks after our emotions. This is the one which looks after our conditionings also. At the end of these 2 channels, they create 2 institutions. One on the right side crosses over, and the yellow balloon that you see is the ego, is the balloon of ego that we have. And the left hand side one, which conditions our mind, is the balloon of superego. As we start growing in age, by the time we are 12 years of age, these 2 completely meet and the soft bone in our head becomes completely calcified. Now there's third energy within us, which is in the center. And this central energy is the one which has made us human beings. And these centers are the milestones of our evolution. So now the last jumping is left out. It has reached up to the limbic area. Now, only thing is it has to break through the soft bone in the on the head, and break through that.
Let us try to be in the state of meditation.
Thank you, dear Shaktidhar, for such beautiful music. It was so soothing and so melodious. So I hope everyone is really feeling this state of silence, this state of peace. And we'll continue in this growth of our meditation in the second meditation together. So as Shri Mataji shared in the speech, we get to be scientists. We don't have to accept just saying we have to be silent. We have to see, what do we feel? And can we go deeper into this peace, well-being, and joy? So it's something that's very natural, this meditation. It's something that's innate, sort of similar to how plants, when they grow, they don't need to think about it. They don't need to follow an instruction manual mentally. It just happens. Or maybe when we're chatting with our friends and we find something funny, we just laugh. We don't have to think, oh, I should laugh now. So for this meditation, it really is something that we don't need to think, I need to stop my thoughts. We allow this energy to rise, and it spontaneously brings us into this quiet, this subtle peace. And so one way that I like to approach it is we have all of these thoughts in our day-to-day where we have to plan, what do we have to do next, whether at home or at work or at school. Or maybe we get into an argument or have a difficult conversation with someone. And then we get a little bit emotional, maybe. Maybe I didn't handle that properly. Maybe I'm upset. Maybe I'm angry. And rather than feed into these thoughts and these emotions, this Sahaja Yoga meditation allows us to come into balance. We don't need to go so much into the mental planning. We don't need to go so much into the emotions. When this energy rises, it brings us into this peace of our own spirit, into the center path, as Shri Mataji was explaining. And so in the upcoming sessions of this 21 days course, we'll absolutely learn more and more about the subtle system, about these different energy centers, chakras. But the main thing we'll do right now is go deeper into that state of silence and see, again, how am I feeling? What am I feeling inside? So let's close our eyes. Again, keeping our palms open on our lap. Again, make sure you're sitting comfortably, that your shoulders are relaxed, that your stomach is relaxed. It's really hard to meditate when our body is in discomfort. So let's take a few slow, deep breaths again, allowing our attention, our awareness to come inside. And as we slow down our breath, we'll notice that our thoughts, our reactions, our emotions, they also begin to slow down and quiet. So at your own pace, let's just take a few moments. Can place our right hand on our heart to just breathe. Inhaling nicely, taking a pause, and exhaling, allowing the tension of the day to go away. Let's do this for as long as we feel comfortable. Again, as we slow down our breathing, we're asking this energy inside, this Kundalini energy, to please rise within us and bring us back into balance. To help us let go of anything that's disturbing us, and to help us feel completely settled and secure in our heart. When we're ready, we can bring our hand back down onto our lap with the palm facing up. And let's just take a moment to see, how am I feeling right now? We're just watching and checking in with ourselves. How am I feeling in this moment? When this energy rises within us, we begin to be aware of this subtle system within us. Sometimes we feel an ache or a pain in a certain part of the body that corresponds with these energy centers. Sometimes we might feel a cool breeze or heat within our hands. So we'll learn more about this, but at this point in the meditation, let's just see, what do I feel? Again, we're not thinking about it. We don't need to focus mentally, but we allow ourselves to relax so that this energy brings us into this space of silence of our meditation. We can bring our right hand onto the throat, and at this energy center, we can silently say inside, I don't feel bad about myself at all. I recognize my true dignity, my true self-worth. When the energy reaches this center at our throat, it allows us to feel more and more strands of this coolness. If there's any imbalances, we may feel it as heat. This is all normal. So we help clear and nourish this energy center by again silently saying inside, I don't feel bad about myself. I recognize my true dignity. I recognize my true self-worth. We can shake off our hand a little bit. And let's bring it across our forehead with our head facing down. And at this energy center at the forehead, it corresponds to the mental activity of our brain. So by letting go of our thoughts, we're able to feel the silence of our meditation more and more. So here, let's say inside silently, I forgive my thoughts. I won't let my thoughts control me. I want to experience the silence of my meditation. Again, let's shake off our hand and bring our hand back onto our lap. And without any pressure or any force, let's meditate together for a few moments, silently, observing what we feel. If we find ourselves distracted by anything, we just recognize it, we watch it, and we let it go. This is the time for our meditation. I can respond to that thought or worry later. So to feel this connection deeper, let's bring our right hand and place it on the top of the head, the seventh energy center. If we feel any tension or pressure, again, we can massage this spot. I want to experience the true state of meditation. I want to feel the joy of my spirit. We can raise our hand 3 or 4 inches above the top of the head, allowing our awareness to go where our hand is, beyond our thoughts, beyond the emotions. And let's just see what we feel. Sometimes we might feel this energy in the form of cool or warmth or vibration. Sometimes we can feel it stronger on the left hand. So let's try that now. Let's bring our left hand 3 or 4 inches above the top of the head. And again, we're just observing, what do I feel? Let's bring our hand back onto our lap. So as we practice this meditation more and more over this 21-day course, we'll notice that we become more and more sensitive and that we're able to sustain the silence of our meditation for longer and longer periods. So to conclude, we can raise our Kundalini and give ourselves a bandhan. And again, you can watch me if you're unsure of how to do this. And we can do this slowly and see if we feel this energy rising as we raise our Kundalini. And we can give the bandhan 7 times. I hope you had a really lovely meditation with us this evening. I certainly did, and feel way lighter, way more peaceful than I did when we first started. So thank you for meditating with me. So in addition to meditating together during the course, we can actually also have a meditation practice at our own home. And it's nice if we can find a quiet place where we are undisturbed and we can sit for around 10 minutes in the beginning, even 5 minutes if you don't have 10 minutes, either in the morning or in the evening. So again, feel free to sit on the floor or in a chair, whatever's most comfortable. And instead of having to follow, we can just simply sit nicely, take a few deep breaths to settle down like we did together, and raise our Kundalini and give the bandhan. And as we sit quietly, we allow the thoughts to settle and to recede. And so if we find ourselves stuck, of course, we can say, I forgive this thought, I forgive myself. But we give ourselves time and space for us to settle into this peace and to allow this energy rise. And again, we can see, what do I feel on my hands? Do I feel coolness? Do I feel heat? We're just experimenting and seeing. The main thing is that we can feel more at peace. So I encourage you to try meditating once or twice a day for 10 minutes or so. Of course, you can meditate longer or shorter, but this just helps to feel that balance and reset our energy. So I hope you try that in addition to joining us, of course, for the additional days of this 21 course. On Sunday, we'll actually have another session together and we'll be introducing a new technique called the foot soak. And this is one of my favorites. It helps me de-stress after the busy day. So I really encourage everyone to attend and to try this. Of course, we'll also have this as a technique that we use regularly in the upcoming 21 days, but If everyone can join Sunday, that will be really, really wonderful. And for this session, you just need to prepare a few items in advance. So the main thing is like a dish pan or a small bucket that is filled with maybe 3 or 4 inches of water up to your ankles, basically. And in it, you'll put a handful of salt. The temperature of the water is lukewarm or whatever feels comfortable to you. You'll also need a tub of rinse water, clean water with no salt, and a towel. So on Sunday, if you're able to join, please make sure that you have these items so that you can experience this technique with us. And now, Sopan, I will pass it over to you to share the rest of the announcements.
Thank you, Julia. And thank you for leading that meditation. I also feel a lot more balanced now from when we first started. And thank you, Aakash, also for the meditation. And I also wanted to thank Shaktidhar for that amazing Bansuri performance. It's a very unique sound when you compare it also to a flute. So also following from what Julia said about the Sunday program, it's going to be starting at 5:45 p.m. Pacific time, where we will be focusing on practicing Sahaja Yoga every day. On the next slide, it'll show the link for the website, us.sahajayoga.org/September 2024, Sept. And the QR code also links to the website. And if we could also show the website, please. So yes, if we scroll down, you can see there's the links to join. We have the videos that have already been recorded. There's joining the WhatsApp group. We have little pop-ups happening as well. And there'll also be other resources on here, which we'll see a little further down, which would be the handouts, one for foot soak prep, which we'll be doing on Sunday, and another one for meditating at home. And we can see the chakra chart. So here are the handouts. So please check out the website. And if we could go back to the presentation, please. And the next slide. So this is now the formal finish of the meditation. Thank you again for joining. We will have the Q&A session now, which I recommend that everyone stays for if you can. We didn't have this on the first 2 days, but for this day, we're going to have the breakout room help, which is a chat that you can message and you can meet directly with a Sahaja Yoga teacher if you would like. If you want to do a one-on-one for meditation, if you had missed the first 2 days, if you want to have a going deeper just now, or if you have questions that you want to ask privately, please message on the Zoom chat to breakout help. Or if you don't mind, you can also write a question which we can talk about together with the presenters. You can write to chat Q&A, or you can write directly to me. So I'd like to invite the other 2 presenters, please, so we can answer some questions and answers. Maybe while the chats are coming in, maybe Aakash, could you answer a question for me?
For sure, absolutely.
What does it mean to feel heat or coolness coming from my body or my hands when I'm meditating?
Well, it means you have started feeling the energy flow in you. Heat or cool is not what's concerning. What's really important is to have that feeling, right? And that's what you're feeling. You're feeling your energy flow through you. So it's a great step. So you are advancing for sure. So please continue meditating and continue feeling the energy flow through you.
And if you don't feel it, it's totally normal and okay too.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sorry. Absolutely. It's different for everyone. It takes different time for everyone. It's based on how your body reacts to you meditating. So don't be disheartened if you do not feel anything today. You for sure will. But feel free to please do meditate. You're definitely gonna reach to where you do intend to reach today.
And so, Julia, if I'm feeling heat in a finger or this kind of heavy tingling, what do I do about it?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think we all feel that, so you're not alone if you do. That's quite normal. And we'll learn different techniques throughout this course because each energy center corresponds to a different quality or a different capacity. And so as we learn different techniques, we can reduce this heat or discomfort, whether it comes from stress or anxiety, or maybe there's something we need to learn about ourselves to go deeper. And so even in the beginning, if it really is uncomfortable, what we can do is we can just put our hand wherever that heat is in our body, or if it's on our hands, we can just, again, close our eyes, keep our palms open, and ask this energy, please take away any discomfort within me. Please bring me into meditation. It's as simple as that. So for the beginning, try that. And of course, continue with this course because there's a lot of great information, tools, and techniques that as we learn more and more about the subtle energy system, we can go deeper and stronger and more confident in our capacity to clear.
Great, thank you. I will take that under advisement.
No pressure.
We have another question saying, I am left-handed. Does this impact my method of meditating? It does not affect your method of your method of meditating. You will still feel vibrations in both your left hand and your right hand. Your channels, your left channel and right channel that we saw on the chakra chart, that is not going to be impacted. Left will still be the side of emotions and past, and right will be the action. And we'll get more into that during the other parts of the course. But just so you know, it does not affect at all.
I'm left-handed, so I can tell you for sure that it doesn't have an impact. There might be different qualities that you might have stronger capacities for, whereas right-handed might have a different one. So that's also a good question for like breakout room as you go through this, as you experience it yourself. You can learn more and more with someone one-on-one.
Yeah, when Julia was doing her meditation and she took her right hand and she put it on her throat area, that's just utilizing the channel and the technique. It doesn't have to be your dominant or non-dominant hand. It's just the right channel versus the center and the left. Okay. Akash, there's another question. If I can't stop thinking or my emotions are kind of taking over my mind, what can I do about that?
Uh, it's practice, it's patience. You got to keep at it. Eventually, your body is going to realize that the present is about not continuously keep using your brain to plan, to be emotional. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong. It's perfectly human to continue having thoughts because that's how we train our mind from the early age. It's getting out of this habit of continuously keeping our brain active is what we need to come out of because there are certain times, for example, in the night when you're sleeping, your brain is resting. So this state of you sleeping and giving your brain rest is what's going to come to you as you continue meditating every day. As Julia was mentioning, you've got to keep at it, and at the end you would realize it's not that difficult. It's just that we haven't practiced it enough. So continue meditating, keep at it, don't give up. That's the only line I would like to say to caveat it all. Don't give up. As I said, it can take a while, but it's definitely gonna arrive. So keep at it, keep meditating, and we are always here to help you meditate and come to a thoughtless state.
Yeah, I think especially after your first foot soak, when you come on Sunday, you'll definitely feel maybe a bit more of that calmness coming in.
Definitely.
We have one question. How do we go to a breakout room? There is a breakout room help chat that you can message directly. It is one of the participants. When you go to the chat, there's a drop-down menu. You can find their name and just message them. There is another question. In the earlier classes, Julia, this one's going to be for you.
Okay,
In the earlier classes, there were affirmations for 7 chakra positions. Today, there were only affirmations for 4 chakra positions. So should we have affirmations at each chakra when we start meditating?
That's a great question, actually, because this is, so we did the first sessions, what we called is the steps for realization. So especially when it's the first time we're meditating and we're trying to awaken this energy within us, this Kundalini, we go through affirmations at each of the energy centers as Shri Mataji taught, so that this energy awakens and we can feel it more and more. But when we learn about, again, more about these energy centers, more about ourselves, we learn that there are many qualities within us for each of these energy centers. And as we become more attuned, we can work on, okay, maybe I'm feeling an imbalance in my heart today. So I'm going to focus on that in my meditation rather than every single energy center or every single chakra. Maybe I'm feeling, a pain in my stomach. So I can use this energy or this meditation to help clear any problems or pressures or stress in my stomach. And so as we go through this 21 days course, we'll actually have classes, courses, sessions, where we go in depth for each of these energy centers and different topics so we can know in our own meditation, what do I need for each day? And as we learn more and more, we can tune our meditations to our own selves to know, how do I go deeper into my meditation? How do I feel more of this energy? How do I clear myself out? So it's very fluid, it's very natural, and it's great. So I really hope you stay with us. And again, it's sort of a spontaneous process in this meditation. And we do whatever we feel works or whatever is needed to get into that state.
Exactly. I think when you do your meditation that we want to do every day, twice a day, you don't have to do the affirmations every single time. It actually becomes very spontaneous on how you want to do the meditation, because you'll end up learning quite a few techniques during this 21-day course. And you can kind of pick and choose because you know what they may focus on clearing out, such as affirmations on some chakras, foot soak for some other things, or just wanting to sit in silence or listening to some music like from the Bansuri.
Yeah, that's right, Sopan. Really, the main thing is to get into silence. And the affirmations, they help us get into that state of silence. So in reality, you can meditate and just sit in silence, and that is enough. But the affirmations, they help us when we're maybe not so strong and we can't get into silence easily. They help us to grow deeper.
Yes. Another one is saying, when Shri Mataji was talking about the slides were not being shown on the screen. It would help to see those slides. During the talk, Shri Mataji was actually referring to a chakra chart, and we actually showed that same chakra chart, maybe just a bit more detailed in one of the slides. And that same chakra chart is one of the resources on the 21-day website. So if you want to listen to that talk, or which you can see again in the live session on the YouTube link or on the website, you can have that chart next to it. So when she's referring to the chart, you can then see what she's referring to. So it's not really a slide.
It's a good suggestion. So next time we can definitely do that too.
Yeah, that's true, because the camera goes back and forth.
Yeah.
Another question is, which Akash, maybe you can answer this, please. Is it important to keep your back straight while meditating?
It helps. Is it required? Absolutely not. It's uh, as Julia was mentioning when she was guiding the meditation, you got to be comfortable. You got to do what feels comfortable, because I mean, if you're not used to sitting straight, right, you should try to, because it helps the flow of energy. It's not something that's going to stop you from meditating. You can, like, I like to sit straight, but there are some points where my back starts hurting and I start slouching. That's nothing wrong when you're meditating about it. Of course, for your human physique and for maintaining a good posture, you should sit straight. But does it impact meditation? No, it does not. Eventually, you will see when you start meditating regularly, you will by default want to sit straight, because that's when you would realize, oh, wait, my it's easier for my energy to flow if I'm sitting straight. But to begin with, don't the focus is not on you sitting straight or you sitting in a particular position. It's for you to be comfortable so that you can go thoughtless and not constantly keep thinking, oh, I got to sit straight. Because that's the whole point. We don't want to think about anything other than, okay, it's kind of a little bit not in line with what I was just mentioning, but we do not think about anything. Just meditate and keep your thoughts out of your mind. And that's all you need to meditate in the Sahaj way.
Yeah, I notice sometimes if I'm sitting and I'm really tired in that day, I'm hunched. I don't realize this, but my eyes are closed and I'm kind of hunched over. And suddenly I'll feel my Kundalini rise through my central nervous system, through my spine, and it actually like lifts my chest up. I'm like, oh, I was hunched over. This is straight. And as it goes through. So yeah, not something to focus on, but bit by bit, I think your body will adjust the way the energy flows. Um, Another really good question is coming. It says, I felt a sensation in my brain, almost as if my energy was moving outward towards my hands. Is this a real physical occurrence or just a product of my thoughts? So this is a great question because actually Julia mentioned this earlier as well. This energy acts on our central nervous system and it will rise through your spine, which is the nerve center for the central nervous system. It pushes up through the brain and you can actually feel this energy coming out. And as Shimaji said, and again as Julia had said, we are scientists, we have to treat this like science. It's not, if you think it's your thoughts, try to feel that experience again without, and then don't think. Or if you know you weren't thinking, then you know that, okay, maybe it was my energy. And the only way to test this is with trials and errors. You take it as a theory until it becomes a fact.
Yeah, and one other thing about that, which we'll learn in the upcoming sessions, is the nerve endings are actually on our fingertips. And Shri Mataji will share, and others who practice, they'll share how to decode our hands as they correspond to the energy centers. And it is a way where we can help to understand what's going on inside of us. So I would say, like Sopan said, it absolutely is something that you felt, but if you're uncertain, it's okay. That's what the meditation is for. So see what you feel next time, but it makes sense. It's not unusual, and that's a proof that this is working.
So we have only time for one last question, which Julia, maybe you can answer this.
Uh-oh.
Why do I always fall asleep while meditating?
Yeah, that's a good one. So you're not alone. We have like so many people who struggle with this, and it can mean a few different things. So one way I'll say it is a lot of the times life is so busy, right? It's go, go, go. And we're always, whether it's work or there's a million things to do, and we're using our energy to get it done, whether it's mental, physical, emotional, you name it. And when we finally give ourselves permission to meditate and we come back into the center or into balance, we realize how tired we are inside. So that's when we sort of go more a little bit into the left and the sleep comes. So it's nothing bad. It's just saying, okay, I need some sleep. So as you, again, go more into this meditation, we learn how to maintain the balance, even in a stressful life, a stressful day, so that we don't crash and become so sleepy. And as, again, we learn more how to clear these energy centers, we'll find that the meditation gives us that peace without making us fall asleep. But like I sometimes at night, I realize I'm sleeping when I'm meditating. So you're not alone. Don't worry.
Yeah, and in one of the next courses, we'll also learn about how to clear out specifically the left channel, which we would use with some of the elements, which would be fire. And we do this technique in Sahaja Yoga to clean the left side to help fight the sleepy energy, which is like left-sided energy. And if you're really tired and sometimes you just need to sleep, if you worked really hard, then you don't need to use this technique. But if you see that it's an ongoing habit, every time you sit down, you instantly go there, then there's something playing on your energy centers, and we can analyze it through, as Julie was saying, the fingertips, or I think it was Aakash, the fingertips, how this codes to our chakras, and then we're like our own doctor. It becomes quite amazing. So thank you everyone for joining the meeting. And I really can't wait to see you till the next session, which again is Sunday at 5:45 p.m. We will have some music now where I have some questions I need to answer. So please stay on. And if you want to keep meditating with the music, you can. Or you can, again, go to a breakout room and keep meditating there and ask your other questions. Thank you so much again, and see you next time.